I used to have long hair. That was more impressive.
Me too.
Hi, Neil. You're
Am I the
muted.
only one
Hi,
that
Neil.
No one can hear you, Neil.
Oh, fuck. I muted the damn it. Anyways, welcome to the Mary Byler after party. So far, we've got the guest of honor. Mary is with us. My very good friend Artie is with us as well. We've also got the lovely Stephanie Helms with us, and the invisible Canadian Ollyman is also with us, and of course, my producer and co-host, Mr. Mikey Famine, is also with us.
Hola.
Yeah, Prince Edward Island sank. That's why you can't see it.
I'm just waiting for a little fish to swim by now.
Just a fish?
I don't see
If there
it.
was a fish in Ollie Man's house, he'd be drinking a beer out of it.
Yeah, probably, or smoking a doobie out of it.
Yeah. Lighting his ass
A
on
fish,
fire.
fish bomb.
Be over at Fishman Island.
They're a bitch to keep lit, but once you do,
Mhm.
And then after you're done with the smoke sesh, fish.
yeah, smoke.
Smoke fish.
I
It's
recommend the salmon because smoked salmon
There.
gets
It's
A fish
it's
just
the
swam by.
Look,
Oh, that was
look,
all.
there's legs. There's legs.
it's the
And
real life.
hand.
It's the
Got
real life
leg.
equivalent of like the Willy Wonka like drinking out of the teacup and then crunch.
right. Yeah, except it's got to pick the bones out.
Nah, man, the bones are extra calcium for your throat.
I mean, but do you have enough bones to spare? Because somebody took your rib.
I never really liked that. I had to get made out of dirt, and then I had to give up a rib to somebody who could have also been made out of dirt. Like I would like all my ribs.
I can't be the only one that can lean
All
further
right, your McRib.
left than to my right.
See, I'd be able to reach further.
Yeah, it's a
my rib
mistranslation.
was
It was
there.
actually, it's a mistranslation. It was actually McRib.
Um,
That
There
was
was
the
a
thing.
pickle. It's a dill slice on that. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And the raw white onions, not the cooked shit.
onions are a bane on this planet, and we
How
should destroy
dare
them. I said it, and I'm not apologizing.
You don't have to. I kind of agree with you.
Onions are terrible.
You
They're bad in
sound like
everything.
No, I disagree with that. There are a couple of things that onions go all right in.
Chicken pot pie. I made chicken pot pie for myself tonight. I needed some comfort food, and it had onions in it.
I
I
made
forgot to mute their mic. Neil.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
know,
know
Aaron,
what kind of blasphemy this is, but I'm feeling like Mikey introduced some blasphemy here, and we should all.
Onions are bad. Onions are good
honest.
for one place. And
that I would love. I don't mean for this to be a sexist comment, although it obviously is.
Ben,
here we go.
Amish thing. I would love to hear some recipes from you because Amish cooking. is
Okay,
fucking-
this is what I was talking about earlier, Artemis, when people expect shit from us, and it makes it really difficult for us to actually build meaningful connections because we're always expected to share goddamn recipes.
you like me to share my recipe for
so-
chicken pot pie? I mean,
Is it really?
For proving the point.
I apologize. I did not realize that was a thing. Otherwise, I would have done it
No,
sarcastically.
like literally.
To be fair, Mary, you didn't know that I made any music, and you had no inclination that I made music. You
I
assumed that I was a rapper.
No,
So
I said that.
6 half dozen.
wait.
No,
And-
I
and-
said
and-
the
I think it's okay to be. You got to give people some runway to land on. You know.
and while we're at it,
Let
no.
me ask you this: Is
Okay,
there such a thing as Amish rap?
Amish rap.
technically,
No. The whole reason I said the rap thing is because you were talking about people assuming that you were a rapper. That's all. Sorry.
Mary,
I guess I'll take that as a no.
Mary,
What?
the quilt behind me. My mom made it. She's not Amish.
Who knew that not Amish people can cook and have recipes and make quilts?
Make
Not
quilts.
me. I did not grow up in a culture that explained any of that to me.
Okay. Okay.
I was just at the grocery store. I am very close to a significant Amish community, and I do some of my shopping among them at their stores. And I went to a grocery that I hadn't been in since I was a kid, and I mean since the 70s. I hadn't been in it. And the last time I was there, the end of the parking lot was literally a corral where the Amish would bring their livestock for the weekend and sell them to the grocery store, and they would butcher it and sell it at the meat counter. So the shit was fucking fresh. And I walked in, and it's nothing like that any longer. But I walked in, and there was a woman working the cash register, and she was easily 10 or 15 years my senior, and I'm not young. And I said, the last time I was in here, there was a meat counter in the back, and there was a corral at the end of the parking lot. And she said, "Fuck, you're as old as I am."
Wow.
There was an ice cream place, soft serve ice cream place next door. That is still there under the same ownership, same family ownership, which is kind of awesome because it's always got a big gathering in the summer.
Sounds like Bisson's Meat Market in Thompson, Maine. It's a wonderful place. The cows are outside, the meat is inside, the abattoir is in the back. Get very fresh meat.
Cows are outside. The meat is inside the cows.
Well, for a while.
It's like the antique. It's like the antique shop that buys junk and sells antiques.
I mean,
Yeah.
but there's something to be said for fresh meat.
Oh, there's
Oh, yeah.
something to be said. And there's something to be said for the difference between Walmart meat and the shit you can get from an Amish farm. No matter the Amish farm.
I'm not allowed to eat people that work at Walmart.
What state do you live in
And
again?
so far as you know.
My
I
son's in
was-
Illinois. Are you sure?
I wasn't aware that we were allowed to eat the employees. I thought we just had to get the packages with the wrap around
Yeah.
them.
Well, yeah, for the looks of things, it looks like every employee of Twitter is on Elon Musk's diet at the
No
moment.
shit. What the fuck?
Just grab somebody wearing a vest, throw them in the cart.
I'm gonna fire you and try to hire you back for a third of your original salary. You up for it?
Nope.
See, this is I get that some people wanted to see the country burn a little bit just to see what would happen. Well, with Twitter, we can kind of use this as an analogy because what's happened is someone's gotten what they wished for, and now we're gonna all be privy to them realizing that the grass wasn't greener, it's harder than it looks, and there's no such thing as unskilled labor. You're gonna learn that, Elon, and we're gonna watch.
Your mom's
You're gonna
not
learn.
Bail you out.
Yeah, you're fucked on this one, big guy.
Yeah, no. Trump would have been a great president for the entire country to file bankruptcy.
Jesus, Ollie. I got you.
Mute, Ollie, mute.
Die quieter.
He's untied.
I'm so sorry, guys. I thought my mic was muted. I did.
The hot knives have kicked in.
They have.
It was a good one.
It was. Usually chokes me up for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no, that had some behind it.
Oh, I get it, Ollie. You're upset. You want to talk, bud? I see you're crying.
What?
You're crying over
Huh?
there. So let's
As an asthmatic, you can see why I stumbled. Yeah, no, that sounded like a great cough. Mom called those productive.
Oh,
Wow.
sure enough.
Oh man, no.
You don't want to go there.
How can you tell Twitter's burning? It's all musky.
Yeah.
Well played, Doorknob.
So I placed a new order today. I ordered a pound of weed called Vortex, and it's an 80-20 sativa indica blend. That's 29% THC. We'll see how that is when it shows up.
Yeah, this is 24 pure indica. I just started hitting it tonight.
I gotta lower my percentage. I got past the like productive point and into the like I need to take a nap point.
Yeah.
So it's too strong.
Well,
I
yeah.
I got a
want
feeling that
something
the
too
price
strong,
range
I'll
that I'm
do
in is going to
butter.
keep me from getting to that.
Because what is?
I'm sorry. Was that wax?
Yeah. It's 93, 94% THC. It's really
Hi,
strong.
Deneen.
It's pot boat.
What's up?
Phlegm.
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 Really fuck them. Was that just my high school? Phlegm, really fuck.
No,
About right,
we didn't,
sweet.
we didn't have that.
And I
Yeah.
did just break out a brand new ounce of hash. So
God, that's a thing I absolutely. Actually,
This is Ollie Man's apothecary going on here this evening.
I drove to Michigan for the first time to buy legal weed, which I'd never done before. So it was an absolutely foreign thing that I was doing. And as somebody with a social anxiety disorder, it was really weird walking into a place that was like, it looked like one of the nicest Gap stores I've ever been in. Except the cabinets were glass, and they were.
I didn't know there was such a thing as a nice Gap store.
They were. Oh my God! They were backlit, and the guy.
and they were full of jars that looked like that.
No, I wasn't looking at. Well, to be fair, I wasn't looking at jars because I can't get that anymore. I get rid of the asthma thing. I do cartridges, but still, there was this thing on the wall that I'm staring at, and I'm talking to this guy. I was like, so I literally told him, I'm just doing this at random because nothing you're going to tell me is going to mean anything to me until I hit it. So give me one of these, and one of these, and one of these. And it was sativa, hybrid, indica, and I got one of each.
Yeah.
But it was shit like Maui Wowie, which was, last time I hit that was 1991.
Oh, yeah.
Skywalker. Last time I hit that was 1989. If there had been some Northern Lights in there, I'd just about shit myself. It was just the coolest fucking thing to be able to walk in there. And then I'm talking to the stoner about this shit that I want to buy, and he's roughly my age. And I swear to God, this happened. We're at the register, and we had gone through the whole exchange, and he looks at me and goes, "Did I ring you up?"
Did I ring you up for any of that stuff that you got?
Like, motherfucker, if you'd have said that 38 seconds ago. Yeah,
I'd be like, no, you got me half my order. I'm just waiting for the other half.
They had this weird thing where you had to use their digital shit and your debit card to get to a $5 increment.
Yeah.
And then the change they would give you back in cash.
You know why that is, right?
I don't.
Because fucking credit card companies won't work with dispensaries. So that's why they're going through all this bullshit, and like there's like a very select few. Like you can't just like MasterCard it up or Visa it up, because like that stuff is associated with fees and all that stuff, but it also requires a working relationship between the business and the credit company. Yeah. So they're still being fucking weird about it. It's like, dude, I do not want to fucking go to the fucking ATM to pull out $400.
That was the whole,
just because you're being fucking weird.
That was the whole gist of the what was the Kathy Bates weed thing that she show that she did on Showtime or HBO or whatever it was.
Kathy Bates smokes weed?
Yes.
It sure does.
Mm-hmm.
More than a little, apparently. Yeah, no, that was kind of the reason for the existence of that show was that they could make the money legally, but they didn't have any place to put it because federally it was illegal.
Maybe that's what it is. They're waiting for the federal part to come through.
Yeah, that is what it is.
I don't know how y'all's dispensaries are, but the ones here, they have ATM machines outside of the dispensary, pretty much.
Ours are
take
inside.
Cash inside the store.
Ours are inside the fucking dispensary. I am not going to no fucking ATM in the fucking parking lot of the dispensary. That is easy way to get your ass.
It's not in the parking lot. It's like you walk inside and then there's a reception area.
Yeah,
and they only take like so many people back at the same time, right? But where that reception area is, they have the ATM machine there.
I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay $2.99 to fucking pull out money.
You know what? I have a business idea. Okay.
Listen,
I don't understand this going to the dispensary thing, though. I got to be honest with you.
That's because you're in Canada where you can order a pound at a time. We can't do that in the States.
Yeah, that's
illegal.
Here.
And it comes to me in the mail. It shows up in the mail.
Illegal. Stop trying to put us in jail, Ollie. Anyway, go ahead, Mary.
We're not trying to go to
cartel member.
Yeah.
I mean, I could totally make like a business out of like Amish edibles. It would be so great.
See?
Amish edibles? Yeah, anything you use butter in would work.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Amish butter laced with fucking THC. We'll be rich by sunset.
That's right.
It's like, if you're selling weed butter and nobody's baking with it, you're just not doing it right.
No, you got to bake with it.
I put it on my popcorn.
You got to bake.
That movie was amazing. Whatever it was.
Mary, I got a semi-serious question. What do you think is the major reason people leave the Amish tradition?
Well,
I'm not. One doesn't leave an ethnic. One doesn't leave the ethnicity, obviously, but the tradition.
Like, do you want to know what I think, or do you want to know what the people said that participated in the research, or do you want to know both?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Yeah. Well, what's your take on it? Your take and the research.
My opinion is there is a lack of personhood. There is a lack of access to information, and people know. In some ways, they figure out that they deserve better than that, or they get disheartened by like the theology or the indoctrination that's being pushed on them, and that's part of why they leave. Or they want to have a completely different life that they just being Amish compliant with the church rules just doesn't fit with them. What the research actually says is it leads us to the conclusion that people could possibly be leaving the church because of the amount of child abuse, and specifically child sexual violence.
And do older people come to this realization as well as younger people, or is it a sunk cost thing? You know,
there have been some big Amish families here that have pulled out of the church that remain Amish but don't attend.
So let me read you an article like that I co-wrote with Dr. Tara Mitchell about the research. This is actually the outcome of the data that people that had escaped, and there were also 172 current Anabaptists that participated in this research. So based on this, CSA clearly continues to impact abused children into adulthood. Even with access to therapy, the road to healing is long and the destination may not be reached. The impacts, even after healing, may continue to be felt in chronic pain, PTSD, and lack of trust in others, among other effects. Child sexual abuse also, though, impacts the friends, family, and communities to which these children belong. It creates a lack of trust and a loss of security and safety within the whole community. And among our sample raised in religious homes, it is leading to a loss of faith. Because of the way church leaders are responding to abuse, participants are leaving or being pushed out of their church communities. In order to survive, participants raised in religious homes are having to leave their families, friends, and communities. At a time when people need support the most, they reported losing support as well as being blamed or shamed for being the victim of a crime. So, it doesn't even matter what I think. This is what people said.
Yeah, I know that was way more than what I thought I already knew.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Particularly when it is as tightly knit a community as it is, and you leave, you're done.
Have your siblings gotten out?
I have two brothers that are non-compliant. One of them went and joined another church and then told me I'm going to hell. I haven't spoken to him since 2014.
Is he JW?
No, he's a Seventh-day Adventist. If I think
601, half a dozen of you.
Something like
I don't even. He told me I'm going to hell because I was dating a woman. Okay, like
Yeah, that's how that works. Because an all-loving, all-powerful God cares.
right.
Deneen Murphy. Child abuse is rampant in every church, religion, club, group.
Correct.
It's every fucking where. Absolutely right.
Right.
Yep.
Child
Yeah.
abuse knows no boundaries.
I
Boundaries.
love that woman in Tennessee who got up at a school board meeting and said, I've never been raped at a drag show, but I've been raped at church twice.
I have not seen that.
So
That
I
is
have a question.
magical.
I have a question. I got
This-
into a debate with somebody.
I got to find
I said that I was born in the church, and they said that sentence doesn't make any sense. And I said, but if we have church in our homes, and I was born at home, was I born in a church? Okay. Further, if we have church in our homes and we are raped at home, are we raped in the church?
Good point.
Because, it's
Hey,
where
I
we
was
have our-
baptized on TV, so I don't know. It's TV.
Did it
so
really?
I
Did you
don't
feel
know.
the Holy Ghost just take over?
At the time I was an infant, so
Have had one of the more-
see, I am not an Anabaptist, right? I'm a lapsed Methodist. Yeah. So that infant baptism thing doesn't fly with you people.
Yeah.
You have had a fascinating fucking life.
That burning sensation was just the radio waves interfering with the water.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to say that when I went to a Catholic
In the name of the
church, when I
where my
went to
nose
a
got itchy.
Catholic church, it was very obvious to me where the Amish got some of their church rituals from.
Yeah, it was weird.
Okay.
Like
Really?
that.
Oh yes, that
Really?
whole new. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, there's
Really?
a lot of iconography and shit.
Steph, that's for you.
Yep.
Baptized on Betamax. No. This was long before. This is probably why you're recording the fucking thing.
That
It
was
was
one
in
of
1953.
Reel to reel.
I was supposed to
Yeah.
when I was at the barn raising and getting drunk on the fucking not quite church wine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was the. I
There were
was. I
places
was
I
the.
wasn't allowed to walk and things I shouldn't look at. And I was like,
It was.
all right.
It was 1953, and WBZ in Boston was trying to be very socially conscious. So they had a little black baby and a little white baby, and I was a little white baby.
Oh, look at you, how white you are.
And then
Yeah,
they
it
put
was
them in
very
a
white.
pit to battle for supremacy.
Yeah, no, that didn't happen.
Fight, babies, fight for your race.
I gotta admit, you're white as shit.
They just threw a wolf's claw in the middle,
Are
and they
you
just had to
telling
grab it
me
and
that we don't
Yeah.
know how to make wine? Because I'm gonna tell you that we did the real thing. We had Southern Comfort. Okay. I still to this
Did
day
you?
won't drink so.
Oh, you all drink?
Oh yes, we use alcohol for medicinal purposes.
Oh,
Didn't you
yeah.
know?
Fuck, man. No,
Like,
not good for
okay,
Methodists. No,
okay,
that's no good.
we had a gallon
Yeah,
of
that's right.
vodka.
We do share
We
the
had a
grape.
gallon of vodka sitting somewhere in the house. Everybody
Beep, beep.
knows that all you do is you drink the vodka and put some water in to replace it. So your parents don't know, right? Everybody
Are we
knows that.
I did not know that. Are we
My
getting
mom's a-
coins?
my
Is
mom's
that
a
what I'm
health-
hearing?
My mom's been a health nut since fucking 88. There's been no alcohol in my house ever. She drinks like fucking Behringer red wine from a box. Like that was the only alcohol in the house. So I had to go out with
I
the
mean,
boys to go get
boxed
some
wine
rum.
though.
I mean,
I'm gonna need your mom to get some standards about wine.
no,
It would take her 2 months to drink that.
yeah,
Like,
no.
she's
My mother drinks Gallo.
she
But
she
fuck,
I had to buy
no, that
shit
stuff
from the
isn't good.
shelf in Chicago.
she don't
I
care.
need
She
the
only
good
wants a
wine.
little bit. She only wants a little bit. She just wants a little taste of wine. She'll have like a little bit, and then she'd fucking just. It would take months for that fucking wine to disappear.
Well,
I promise my mom.
Well,
That's
but
the
maybe
blood of
if she
Christ,
had
you
better
know.
wine, she would drink more of the wine at a time.
My family is a long line of alcoholics, and her
Mhm.
mom was an alcoholic, so she vowed to herself she would never get drunk.
Yeah, and the
Ever.
definition of good wine is
Ever.
what you're willing to drink.
Right. So it was like one of those
Well-
things where it was like everyone was teenagers and like, hey man, let's raid the liquor cabinet. I'm like, y'all actually had
We don't
those? I
have
thought that was on TV. Like that's not real. Wait, what?
You drink
Liquor
like
cabinet.
Corbin, man.
Liquor cabinet? No.
Yeah.
I got some tart cherry juice. You guys
Yeah,
want some?
I had a deacon of a Seventh-day church that lived next door to me for 5-ish years, and I got him high, and then his wife would come over and she would drink, so I got her drunk.
Well,
one of these days, I'm gonna get my
right,
mom high.
right neighborly of you.
Yeah,
Artemis.
well,
They-
Look,
they-
I was nothing if not compliant and willing to talk to people that don't tend to get fucked up when they're fucked up. Neither of them have left the church, but both of them had some really interesting things to say about what they believe.
Let me tell you something. I know Amish people that are literally atheists, and they're still compliant to the church rules.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That
with
strikes me as
That's-
bizarre.
That is very weird.
yeah,
No,
these people wouldn't
it's
celebrate
literally
Halloween.
like
Well, it's a cultural thing, right? It's got to be.
It's
At
a
that point.
culty
It's
thing.
got to be. It's got to be a cultural thing.
being
It's
Amish.
it's a fear
It's-
of being outcast from the only group you know.
It's a culture, it's a business, and there's religious beliefs.
When you say it's a business, it's in what sense is it a business?
There's billions of
just wonder.
dollars in Amish tourism. The reason that people have so many misperceptions about Amish is because the narrative about who is Amish has been controlled by Amish leadership for generations. Researchers in academia and the media and Amish romance novels of all sorts, basically all media has literally sat there and promoted that same narrative because it's good for branding. Their branding is immaculate.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
also a
They haven't-
genetic thing.
I don't know. Hasn't really hit black people yet. I don't know if it's perfected.
Yeah, well, that's
Blacks don't fuck with the Amish. I'm just gonna keep it a bean. Like, we'll know about y'all. We don't fuck with y'all. Like, y'all live mad far away, and you're surrounded by white supremacists, which completely inoculates you from us, because we ain't going where y'all be at.
No,
It'd be
Yeah.
too many of them over there.
Crawl through the briars to get to the.
actually.
No.
I'll bet I can put some people within 2 or 3 miles.
Of what?
Fort Wayne and the Amish community.
Nobody live in Fort Wayne.
What do you mean nobody?
I was there. Ain't nobody living there. There's a bunch
Like
of
470,000 of us.
what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
bunch of mannequins driving cars, NPCs.
I'm not trying to defend where I
You're
live.
not wrong.
I'm
You're
just
not wrong.
trying to give you an idea of how proximate you were to the thing you're talking about.
I'm just letting you know. I drove through a lot of them before I got to Fort Wayne. So like I
Yeah,
said, they're
Well, you
completely
were-
inoculated from black people.
Wait, no, you shouldn't
Yeah,
have.
they're-
What the fucking highway did you take to Fort Wayne from the toll road?
No toll road.
But
Toll
if you were
road.
on 30,
Toll road was backed up all the way to Chicago.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. You know, it's privately owned now, so blame the Italians. So did you take 30?
I think so.
Like it's a 4-lane. Did you get up to speed and then there's another fucking stoplight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 30.
For 112 miles or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then you get to 69 and come south.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you drove through the Amish community, was on
I can feel
the
it.
last 30 miles of 30 and the first 10 miles of 69. That's where you saw the Amish communities.
I was looking dead ahead, going as fast as I could to get through that town as fast as fucking possible. I told Neil and Ben, I was like, yo, I don't care if we run out of gas. I ain't getting out of the car.
Yeah.
And if it's time to boogie, I will leave your ass here.
Do you want to go?
It's Indiana lake country where
let my dog out.
a bunch of fucking lakes up there and a bunch of boaters and hunters and no, it's not.
I wasn't getting that.
Are you afraid of Amish people?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Why would I be afraid of an Amish person?
Yeah, and others. It's
What?
not like they're gonna run you down.
I grew up in the hood. What the fuck am I scared of an Amish person for? What? What are you talking about? The fuck? Are you scared of this straw hat? I'll beat the shit out of that hat.
Well,
The
did you know
fuck?
that many Amish have guns?
Right
I'll
now.
fuck that hat up.
Oh yeah, of course they do.
Did you know that many Amish have guns?
I have guns. What the fuck? Like I said, I ain't scared of no Amish dude. I can call for backup. You better go start yelling for Jasper. Then I will call all the homies over here.
You know
Well,
what?
if you count super soakers, I have guns too.
I mean, I have guns too, so you know.
Mary, is this a thing? Because I just realized that I've never seen dogs at an Amish farm.
Okay. Depends on your community, really, because
This one is not tourism derived. This one is still living on what they can get from the English that live closest to them. They're not pulling people from the north and east of here is a huge commercial Amish enterprise, but that's not what's happening here. This is still pretty Amish.
I mean, there's a large variety of different Amish sects, but here's the thing: for example, in one community that we lived in, and it was really, really frowned upon to have dogs in the house. In another community, we had a dog in the house. When we lived on a farm, every farm that I lived on, we had dogs and cats. So is it an Amish thing? It could be a family thing, or it could be a community thing. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, I gotta believe it's a community thing because I'm thinking back.
Further,
I've never seen a dog at an Amish farm.
But there's actually Amish puppy mills, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, I know. We have in Indiana. We have the little horses that I don't know what the fuck the little horses are called.
Miniature ponies.
Yeah, those are the huge fucking.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Rapism that's happening here.
They're making money off of those.
Yeah. Well, the breeders that can't make money off of plow horses are selling ponies.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an interesting change of occupation.
Well, they didn't have land enough to turn it into a dairy farm, so they had to keep it a stud farm. So,
gotcha. Well, I mean, like I said, we're always capable of change. We really are.
Honestly, it hasn't been that fucking long ago. It was like maybe 20. No, it was probably more like 30 years ago. But the most profitable bank in Indiana was the one that my parents were hitting, which is straight up Amish bank, middle of huge area of Amish farms and very good land that were making monstrous amounts of money and not spending it. So the bank was making money hand over fist.
Which is another thing that affects the way that Amish people are treated, is because when you have businesses that are making so much money off of doing business with Amish people, then you have people who have a vested interest in keeping that business going. Because believe it or not, there's Amish millionaires and billionaires. Like,
Yeah.
seriously,
You're
there's some
you're
very
influencing bankers. You have achieved magic status.
exactly. And so when that happens, like, that can affect how the world sees Amish people and what
Well,
they
mostly around here, they keep that to themselves. Not a lot of people. I just had this conversation with an asshole today that wouldn't apologize for interrupting my day. I get a, I get a text from some dumb motherfucker that spent some amount of money on a list of people that own properties, and they give a phone number that's attached to an address. And my phone number is attached to this address, and it is owned by an Amish motherfucker. So good luck getting a hold of him. But would one of you sons of bitches say I'm sorry? Just one of you pricks. Just I get somewhere between 4 and 10 texts a week from realtors asking me if I want to sell this house. I started out with, I would love to sell this house. Just give me a number. I rent this house from an Amish guy. Just give me a number. Write me a check, dude. I am out of here. I don't understand why you won't use your computer to do a title search to see who actually owns the fucking house. So I keep telling them that, hey, I'm really glad to hear from you. I'm keeping track of the people that are too lazy to do a title search before they interrupt somebody's day. I'm sorry, where did you say you were from?
what? I mean, like, you actually talk to these people?
I have to.
No, you don't.
No,
You can tell them don't call me back and hang up. Works
no,
wonderful.
they're texting me. They have a robo text feature on some piece of
Uh-huh.
shit they paid
So
for.
when they text me, I block their numbers. I'm just saying. That's what I
No,
do.
I'm with you, and if that worked, I wouldn't still be this mad.
So that's not even working.
This shit started 3 years ago,
Oh, jeez.
and it's the
Change your
same
phone number.
fucking list.
Change your phone number.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? My phone number isn't even the area code that I live in now, and I've been here for 6 years. No fucking way can I change my phone number.
Okay. That sounds legit.
I'm with you though. That would be a better idea, but it would. The prick that I talked to you today said I got 4 numbers for that address, and yours was one of them. I was like, well, that's brilliant. So now it's somebody else's fault that you contacted me without putting in any effort, and you're trying to get a hold of an Amish guy with a fucking phone.
Okay, but some Amish people have phones.
I know, but he doesn't know that.
I mean, but stereotypes, right? Like, even in the communities where we didn't have
Yeah,
cell
no,
phones, we still had a phone number we could give people to call and leave a message, and then we would call them back on the neighbor's property. You know, we paid for the phone, we paid the phone bill, we everything, but you know, we didn't own a phone though. Like, it
Party
was on the
lines. Do you know what a party line is?
yes.
Party lines remained in the Amish counties for years after the rest of the counties had gotten rid of them, because that was the safety. That was the closest thing to 911 that the Amish had, and they couldn't take it away from them or charge them for it, especially charge them for it. So they retained that. God, we had a party line until 89 or some shit like that. That's a
Good
decade.
year. I remember it well.
Everybody else got rid of theirs.
I think I was 5 years old in 1989. But yeah, we have phone checks, and We also had these lines that you would call to like talk to people just randomly. It was wild.
You had to pull the pole. Yeah. No, my grandma taught me about that. Told me about.
Operator, give me number 9.
Yeah, no, they literally had separate phone lines that
Number
ran to
9,
houses
yeah.
using the same poles.
Hmm.
But
I'm
it
so
would
old.
just
My
be-
phone number's 3.
Yeah, it would literally you didn't even. There was no operator. You just talked to 3 when you picked up 3.
There you go. No,
There's 3
It
sound
was
bites.
like a house intercom more than a phone.
I mean,
But
we
there
still
were-
used a rotary phone inside of our phone shack
Oh,
in
yeah.
2004, just so you know.
There you go. That's the way God planned it.
It was
You know-
God's will.
All
God's
the-
will, all those little clicks.
It was God's phone company.
I'm guessing that Mikey is the only one that's never used a rotary phone.
Mikey, have you ever used a rotary phone?
Okay. Well,
Was it in some museum or something like that?
Why are you picking on Mikey?
because he's the youngest. Well, youngest that isn't Amish. Was that not true?
I don't know how old Mikey is.
This is what they do. Do this.
Mikey is howling into the void.
Mikey, how old are you?
35.
35.
Yeah.
Okay, Mikey is the youngest.
Yeah.
For reals.
It's not because it's from St. Louis and lives in Chicago. That's silly.
Now that'll keep you young.
So, Mikey,
Mikey,
do you
you're
ever go
really-
to?
Yeah,
Do you ever go to this place?
Whose place? What?
Whoa, he just
No,
left.
he
Yeah,
ran away.
He's got the. I think he's got the internet blues at the moment.
Lag.
Lag.
He'd be back.
Portello's. It's called
What
Portello's.
happened
Saying
there?
Neil. Mikey
What the hell
just
happened
vanished,
there?
and now he's back.
Welcome back.
Man, things acting all weird after this update.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever been to like Portello's?
I went there 2 nights ago.
Right there.
I had Portillo's when I was
Yeah,
visiting Mike.
I had Neil. Neil had some.
Yeah, I've had Portello's too.
That's that.
It was great.
That's some good shit.
Wait, did you eat at Portello's in Fort Wayne?
No, I had Portello's in Chicago when I went to Chicago and I went up on the Sears Tower.
What the hell you doing, Ollie?
He's playing.
That's with my
Disc
dog.
golf inside.
Oh,
No ball in the house.
That's with my dog.
What
Here.
kind of shoes is he wearing?
The best
What?
kind.
Doc
Come on.
Martens.
Give me.
Combat
You see?
Martins.
Do you see the mini Kong? The mini Kong. The indoor Kong.
How big is
Yeah.
your dog? I feel like it's a rat.
My dog is almost
Damn.
90 pounds.
Kind of rats.
90?
That's a
It's
pretty
a
big
90
rat.
pound, the giant
And
rat
how
of
do you have a
Sumatra.
tiny Kong?
I have 2
Because
dogs that
this
are
is
worth
the
80.
indoor Kong. The outdoor Kong's over there. It's much bigger. And this one's already put a hole in the wall anyway. So
Yeah, those things. You're old enough. Did you ever buy one of the original devil balls?
Indian rubber balls.
No, it was a red rubber ball with horns and feet, and had the most obnoxious loud squeaker ever.
No, I never had one of them.
I think that's why they called them. I hope that's why they called them devil balls, because they were obnoxious.
Here you go.
We took one with us when we went
Bye.
camping in
Bye.
Colorado, just as a bear deterrent, just free bear
You really
deterrent.
think he's just tiny? Look at the size of him. He's almost as big as me.
It's a giant rat right there. Huge,
Giant rat.
He's the
gigantic.
capybara of
Big
dogs.
motherfucking rat with a dick this long.
Gross.
Nobody remembers. Okay, so
Gross.
apparently that was
yeah, I remember the joke.
okay.
You shoot the end off of that.
It's okay.
I
I
gave
don't
that
think
to
you
him
can come up with
yesterday.
something
He's
like
already
that
chewed
with
the
the
end
letter
off.
R. So
it's no, dude. It's extra great that we're like what 1,700 miles from each other and not even in the same country, and we know that joke.
yeah, well, yeah, jokes get
We
around. Don't they?
share that joke.
They do. It's an interconnected world.
I
They
learned
don't
it as
make it. These jokes don't make it to Amish country, though.
Not all the best ones do.
Now,
This
I
is
learned
a bit
that
of a
as
barrier
in
there.
a collection of jokes that they called Dirty Ernie jokes.
Yeah, it was. Well, it was
Or Little Johnny, I think was the other
yeah,
one.
it was. Yeah, it was Johnny.
Where the teacher is saying, we're going to have a spelling or a spelling contest, I guess, and I'll give you a letter, you come up with a word and then spell it out or use it in a sentence or whatever. And she goes through the whole alphabet, and the whole time Johnny's putting his hand up for everything. I know. And
Johnny's famous for only saying rude, vulgar things.
Dirty shit. Yeah. So she gets to R, and he's like, Johnny doesn't have his hand up. And she's like, I don't really think I can think of anything that starts with R that he could come up with that's really going to be that bad. She goes, Johnny, how about you? Letter R. He goes, sure, rats. With dicks this big!
Big motherfucking rat. The dick this big.
Yeah.
I just feel like
It's
Johnny
literally
just
the same
wasn't.
joke.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Johnny,
I love that.
I am intrigued at maybe one of the first things I caught when you were
Regurgitating that.
doing your story, Mary. It was like you really don't have words for the the equipment.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's
Yeah,
just
that is
plain weird.
It's a language of oppression.
Oh my God, what happened to Mikey?
Yeah, it's
What's
a
my neck?
language of castration. It's both on every side of that. That's bizarre.
It's a language of silencing people, because if people don't have words to describe what's happening to them, they can't actually talk about it to people outside of their culture. So it limits who you can talk about it. Like if we were to talk about it, like for example, sometimes we might say my stomach hurts, but really we're actually talking about other items, not your stomach.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's harsh, because you're excising a huge part of your humanity. Really, it's really weird.
it's hard to watch. I mean, I have watched. I go to a market. I continue to go to a market after years of not going because I didn't live here. But when I was a kid, I went to a market where a grandmother had, well, then grandmother had opened a vegetable stand at the farm. Between the barns, she had a little vegetable stand, and then that became a vegetable kind of a shed thing. And then it became more of it just got bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where right now it has electricity and refrigerators in it. But at one point, it's one of my favorite memories of seeing anything mechanical in my life was they had steam powered ceiling fans that burped little bits of steam as each one of the pistons pulsated as it turned the blades on the fans. So they had brass pipes that ran across the ceiling. Amish as fuck, but making a fortune. And then I don't know what happened. I literally went away for 20 years and came back, and things were very different. But
I don't want to keep knocking on about this, but it seems to me that eliminating that kind of language would have a deleterious effect on animal husbandry. It's like, well, how do we get another sheep? It's like, well, it's just, I mean, that's just weird.
You want to know a fun fact? It's like I wasn't supposed to see if the animals were doing things. But it was okay for the boys to see that.
That was
See,
And
now that
also-
no, that is fucking whack.
yeah. No, I can literally remember talking about my
Also,
dad
like,
talking about sheep with the Amish guy, and the Amish guy says, "Yes, there was just a wonderful thing that happened, and now we have." And his wife just stood there, just it was the match.
You were saying, Marion,
the magic thing happened. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, and I did.
Sometimes you might have or listen to, sometimes some Amish people will confess to inappropriate sexual acts with animals in church too.
that's a little cringe. Like, that's a lot
Very.
cringe.
When I lived in Israel, I worked with the cows. They had cows there, and they had a little room where, of course, the cows they'd breed them. We had a bull on there, and they'd breed the cows, and then of course there were baby cows, and a couple of the guys that did the night shift got caught with the baby cows. You could just use your imagination.
No, I don't
know
want
that.
to.
Well,
Why-
there
I
were
wanna know
shepherds.
that.
As
There-
soon as you
there
started,
were
I was like, I
shepherds.
don't
Gives
Gives
a
want to hear
whole
that.
new
I
meaning
don't
to
wanna hear
having
that.
a shepherd with this rod and staff.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. There were shepherds
Oh.
abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. Hello.
Indiana legally accommodates that.
What?
We're talking
What?
about this.
It is. Yeah, I feel like we had this conversation a couple
What?
of months ago.
I
yeah,
need a word with Mike Pence right away. I need
And-
give me
Why
Mike
did Mike
Pence's
Pence
phone number.
allow this? Come on, like, he knows better. He's a
you
good
know how
Christian,
Christian
right?
Mike Pence
Like,
is. He calls his wife mother, for fuck's sake.
I know
pretty
that's a
fucking
little
Amish
cringe
for
too. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. For a guy that's not
fun
Amish. That's
fact:
yeah.
Amish men call their wives "mem," which is like,
No.
Same thing.
Well, Ronald Reagan called Nancy mommy. That's a little bit.
Yeah, that's
also cringe.
Yeah, no. In Indiana, you can perform the act and
What are we
record the
talking
act.
about? What are we
What?
talking about?
What you
Can we
cannot
stop
do
talking
is
about fucking
public
animals for like
the
10 minutes?
recording
What is
of the
happening?
Artemis,
Steer,
Yeah.
I have
steer out
concerns.
of this.
Why do you
Welcome
know
to
this?
Steer out.
Bestiality
Why do you know
after.
this?
I
I
know,
just-
I know this.
Steer.
I know this because
No.
I made a comment about it to somebody, and they looked it up and.
Artemis.
I was confronted
No,
with it as
I
well.
have concerns about you right now. I am
swear,
so
I swear it
concerned.
wasn't me.
I swear to God, I have concerns.
I was confronted with
Complicated.
the facts that I was
I have
ultimately
a
unaware
lot.
of when I started the thing that I said.
I have a lot of technical difficulties with this whole thing, and I'm
Next
sorry.
talk
Yeah,
of
and that
any
was-
other animal.
And I
Can we have a
apologize.
round the horn
So-
thing or might be or something? I mean,
We gotta like cleanse the palate here, okay?
Yeah,
Like
really.
this one
So
is
crackers?
really.
Anyone with crackers?
Yes,
Say we got
yes.
crackers?
Already. Shh.
Right, just saying. It's the goddamn law. What am I supposed to?
Curry
We
McKinnon
don't.
is
I
your
don't
favorite
want to
subject.
know everything. I don't want to know everything.
I don't need to know everything.
Don't
Don't
say
want-
Everything
don't
is
want
not my
to know and all that
business.
shit.
That's like when someone smells like something really gross. They're like, "Oh, this is bad. Smell it."
Yeah.
No, you just told me everything I need to know about that container.
Here, taste this.
No, hell no. It's like, oh, this is disgusting, isn't it? Hand it to me for. I
Well,
trust you.
it's
believe you.
disgusting. You leave it on the table over
I
there.
get it. I just felt like it was.
All right. All right. Moving
Okay.
on. How about New Zealand?
I'm excited to go see Black Panther on Sunday.
That sounds like a great time.
Sunday.
I've heard good things about it.
Don't tell me nothing, or I'll leave.
I'm not.
You're gonna leave?
saying.
I'm
Nothing.
still
No, I
not
heard.
even
I
fucking
literally.
playing.
I heard.
I
I
said
heard
it.
a
I
review
said
of the
nothing.
film this evening. Yeah.
I swear to God, I will dip. I hate spoilers more than anything.
Stephanie's gonna sing the whole.
I'm going to see it
playlist.
tomorrow.
Let
I'm
her
going
go.
to tell you all about it Saturday night.
But Black Panther was.
You want to
so
get
good.
cussed out, Ollie? You want to throw cussing out? Y'all think I was
Oh,
mad
go
before?
see
You want to
it.
see me
I'm
thoroughly
too cheap to
cussing?
go see it right away. Come on now. I gotta wait till the cheap seats are on.
Man.
Come on now.
I'm talking about y'all will see a full-on cursing out of a person on the internet because I'm not even looking at the chat no more. I don't even know why I said that out loud. I'm not watching the chat for the rest of the stream.
Hey, Mike,
Actually,
you
let
know
me-
who gets
let
to
me
be the new
minimize it.
Black Panther?
See,
I
stop
don't either.
playing. Stop playing.
I don't.
It's the make me a star button.
That's funny.
It's your moment.
So there's some pretty good election news.
Is
Well,
there?
it
Is
wasn't
there
a big
though?
red wave.
Dish,
It's
dish, dish.
more like a what? A pink splash? Isn't that what you'd call
Yeah,
that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Did,
Very unique choice of words there.
did Methuselah lose in Alaska?
Oh yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, Palin's toast. Nobody likes her
Nope.
except for the turkeys. The turkeys kind of like her.
Look, I
Gobble, gobble.
literally. She's not pretty
Um,
anymore, so she's not the attractive candidate.
Well, no.
Actually, I think she is
It's not-
actually rather
it's-
attractive.
It's not that she's not pretty. It's not that she's not pretty anymore. They already got the new model.
Yeah, that's the
Oh
thing.
my
They already got a Bobert, so we don't really need you anymore, Palin. See you later. Like they just literally upgraded.
mean-
they literally,
I
and then
mean-
there's MTG. So you know what I mean? Like they're just getting
They
new
might be-
models of the same car.
They might be losing the Bobert though. That's
Okay.
There's like
She's
70%
ahead.
men in Alaska. There's a reason that she ascended to the office that she did.
Yeah. She what's her Bobert? I think she pulled ahead. I checked earlier today.
she did.
She's
She did pull
ahead,
ahead, but she's not. It's
but
it's still up in the air.
It's still up in the air. Anybody could still win.
It's just funny that it's close, y'all.
I mean,
It
I
really
am
is.
quite
red-
impressed by that.
Yeah, it's just funny that it's close. The fact that that woman has to think, man, I'm not sure I got this sweet ass gig as long as I thought I was gonna get it. That's
You're getting
that's
replaced.
magic to me. I fucking love that. It tastes like Jesus.
It's looking good for Mark Kelly in Arizona.
But what is
It's
Jesus?
looking
What does
good.
Jesus taste like?
Well, I grew up Methodist, so oyster cracker.
See, our Jesus tasted like bread and wine. Some
Did you
good
have-
wine.
Oh,
Like
no wine,
bread?
grape juice.
Oh, we had wine, real wine.
Yeah, they had
No,
Catholics.
grape juice.
We couldn't use grape juice because that wasn't really.
Mary, with the whole Catholic connection, my son's mother's grandmother made the sacramental wine for their Catholic church. She also had a beagle puppy that showed up in her yard one day. She lived on the corner of a couple of busy country roads, and she found the dog in the ditch. And I can't remember why we were there. It was a holiday for some reason, and we went to go see Grandma. And she had the puppy. It was cute as shit. And the next time my son's mom calls and asks about the puppy, she shot it in the ditch because it wouldn't stop peeing on her floor.
What?
Oof.
That's just
I don't know how that affects the taste of the wine.
Warned you guys about animals.
Yeah.
Warned you guys about animals.
Only cute stories about animals. What the fuck?
Yes. This is an after party. This is not a funeral procession. Can we please lighten the mood? Tell a goddamn joke.
Oh my God, you
a
guys! Let me
limerick.
tell you.
Does anyone
I
know
got
a
you.
song and
I got
dance?
you, Mikey. I got you, Mikey.
Haiku. Shit. Hit me with a stoner haiku, Ollie, man. Goddamn.
Mikey, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I can come up with one right now because of
I'll
that
try
shit.
hard to be light.
My brain's hurting.
What are you saying, Mary?
Puppy killing, not a happy story.
About
No,
to
I was
watch this
just
video
gonna
of this
say
cat eating a
I made a
Cheeto.
TikTok. I made a TikTok where I take my Amish dress off, and underneath I have like a top that covers my breasts, kind of, sort of, and I have a bottom that covers my butt, kind of, sort of. And there's people that are like, "You were not really Amish," and I find it greatly amusing, and it was cathartic because it meant a lot to me. So there
Yeah.
you have it. That's
Thank
how
you.
we should embrace body positivity: is doing
Yeah.
what we feel is right for us.
Thank you for
I'm
saying
just
that.
saying,
I am with you, girl.
like for reals.
That sounds awesome. I wish
So
there
every
was a way to do that safely in front of the whole community.
every time
All
I go
right.
to make it, every time I go to make a TikTok, I turn into like a 65-year-old. I'm just like, hey guys, it's me. I instantly get winded. You know what I mean? My knees don't work.
Yeah. Is that your
Like,
cigarette butt in my yard?
or
fucking bouncing that ball. Fucking.
I did another thing where I put on my Amish outfit and I kind of read from like the Satanic Tenets and the Satanic Bible, and I made a TikTok about it
Nice.
just because it was like, let me show you, like, hey, I got information for you,
Yeah.
like, what's this about?
I know a 24-year-old with a 4-year-old son named Kane that would love to hear that story.
All right, I'm gonna do what Ollie Man hasn't done yet. I'm gonna ask
What?
you, Mary, are there
Please
any
apologize.
good disc golf courses in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania?
Oh,
I
shit.
don't know. I lived in Western Pennsylvania and in
Okay.
Wisconsin, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
and the last time
All
I was
right.
there, the frisbee
And
golf courses sucked.
And
The-
we
Okay.
weren't okay, look, we weren't allowed to do like disc golf. That was not. It was just too worldly. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
it would
no,
it would have been a slippery slope leading you
yeah.
straight to jail.
Your
Disc
chances
golf.
are done. Disc golf, yes. Understood.
Yeah.
I'm
But-
just saying.
Well, I mean, riding a bicycle isn't too far from that. It's just
Wait.
a slippery slope. Because I mean,
Mer-
some of what
Okay, is it funny that I was in the part of Indiana where the touristy part of the Amish country is? I went to I'm trying to find a lake on the GPS. I find a lake. I pull up to the ramp and I start throwing off the dock, and Amish. It's a Amish grandfather, son, and two of his kids, two of his sons, and they pull in, pulling a boat with a motor on it.
I told y'all about this hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Okay, so they don't use electricity, but they'll take a gasoline-powered engine and put it on whatever the hell they want to put it on, like an old 1950s Maytag washer, and that's what we would use to wash our clothes, because guess what? We can't have electricity, but we sure shit can get a little gasoline-powered engine and run our washer on it.
The bigger thing around here was we could use electricity at our neighbor's house when we're taking care of it, but we can't pay for it. That's from the English.
Or we'd have these batteries for our buggies to have run our lights on our buggies that we would hook up.
Yeah, no, they'd buy marine batteries to light up their buggies. In the 90s.
And then some of the young folks would go buy radios and
The,
stuff
the
like
great
that.
thing, the great thing is there's no community
Air-powered
that is
spark
greener than the Amish, because they all have wind turbines and shit now, so that they have some amount of electricity that they don't have to buy from the English. So somehow it's no longer demonic or from the hells. It's not scary anymore. It's just a thing that they work on in the shed for the English and make money from it.
Well, I mean, that
Seems
Amish
like there's-
furniture that people really, really love is often made in shops running gasoline-powered engines because, I don't know why they think that gasoline-powered engines is okay to generate electricity, but then, like, it always has never made sense to me. It's never made sense to me.
Yeah,
I don't find it logical.
Yeah, I haven't seen
I
that
kinda-
happen here. They literally
Because it
went,
isn't.
yeah, to the
not
best of my
logical
knowledge,
at
they went
all.
from steam to something that I wasn't here for, and then solar. But I'm not seeing any remnants of them using gasoline. It was but there's a lot of wind turbines around here.
I'm sorry, but this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. They do these simulation things. They got 1,000 Chuck Norrises versus 3 million orcs. And there's just orcs flying everywhere.
Wait, you don't need anywhere near that many Chuck Norris.
There's just orcs flying everywhere.
Yeah, how fucking shit is their computer? God damn.
Holy
If
shit,
you've
feel
not
funny.
watched videos of that game being played, that computer is.
Well, if you really, actually, Neil, if you really want to take down Chuck Norris, all you need is one trans woman.
yeah, right.
That's it.
That's it. The guy
Oh, yeah.
just melt.
Mary, I got
fucking
sent.
short circuit or something.
Yeah.
I got sent a video from the county fair or the city village fair, Harlan Days, HARLAN, Harlan Days, where they have a basketball tournament, and somebody sent me on Facebook a video of an Amish team beating the shit out of another team that's bigger and.
Oh no! If we play volleyball, we're competitive as fuck. If we play Dutch Blitz, we're gonna fight.
Watching these boys play.
This is real.
These boys are still wearing their hats and everything. They're still kicking their ass.
Uh-huh. You know, so I went steady with some Amish guy in another community, and in our community we weren't allowed to play volleyball because we were girls, but in his community we were allowed to play volleyball as girls. Yep. It was vicious. It was real too.
Girls volleyball is great.
Uh-huh.
That's all I can say.
That's not funny.
Girls,
Damn it, Neil.
Yeah, I can remember when they
Beach
put lights
volleyball, yeah.
on this fucking court, and they're on wood poles, and it's like a single great big like 1978 light that shines down on the fucking court. It's so fun to watch them, and it's always been good basketball because it's fucking Indiana. But watching these Amish kids beat the fuck out of these kids from Fort Wayne was funny as shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, we are fucking serious and competitive as fuck.
Yeah, no, you're not
Like-
telling me shit I don't know.
Wrong.
Like, no, I'm just saying, like, it's
I'm
fun.
literally trying to find a video bragging about the thing that would share knowledge of.
I'm saying too, like, I didn't usually watch, like, I played, so that was fun.
Oh yeah, not in this
Like-
tournament.
Like, oh no, but like, I'm too old to play now. I'd probably watch and laugh.
No, you wouldn't be allowed to play. Well, you wouldn't be allowed to play for the Amish. You could play for anybody else, but you couldn't play for the Amish.
I mean, I've played volleyball since then, but very, very infrequently.
I played in the King of the Beach tournament in Huntington Beach, California.
Oh my god.
This fat motherfucker you see before you, 30 years ago, not so fat.
Now, what the hell is Ollie doing?
I don't
I-
know. Playing the slots, apparently.
Yeah, no shit.
Stacking his dice.
And you got that,
Stacking his
you got
dice
that roll
collection.
of quarters. You got that roll of quarters, Andy. Like, what's going on here?
Playing shuffleboard in a bar.
He's
No,
got a.
I
He's
was
got
giving
a.
my
Hand,
dog a treat and getting myself a Rockstar.
he had a laundry basket full of fucking full of ping pong balls. He had to organize.
Rock stick sounds like strawberry rail. GTA 5 joke. Never mind.
I would want to. I tried to, like, I watched some of my friends stream that, right? I'm like, man, maybe I'll get into this. As soon as that lightning bolt thought went through my brain, he got mugged. They took all his shit. He tried to get to the hospital. He got robbed by a fucking 12-year-old who called him a bitch and pistol whipped him. I'm like, this game's
Jesus
too
Christ.
realistic. This game's too realistic. I can't play it.
Here is my video game history. When my brother and I were kids, we had an Atari. Kicked ass. Kid down the street had ColecoVision. Kicked ass. Kid across the street from him had some other fucking console thing that we played. Meh. It was Sears.
Sears.
It just was. And then let's see, Jesus. 12 years later, I'm making money and consoles have gotten cool, and I buy a PS2. And the only reason I buy a PS2 is because it has Spy Hunter as a game, and I've seen that game on TV being advertised. And I played Spy Hunter as an arcade game when I was growing up, and that thing made me want to jerk off. So I bought the game console and the game, and I sucked! But I had a roommate that was really good at it, and I would just watch him play. So that's that. I just love. That's my thing. I can't play those kind of games, but I'll watch anybody that's even remotely entertaining play them instead.
Right when the PlayStation 1 came out, Driver, You Are the Wheelman, the
Good
first
game.
version of it came out right with the PlayStation 1. And I bought the PlayStation 1 and the Driver. And it has, still to this day, the hardest driving test to pass before you're actually allowed to play the damn game. Where you got to drive around this garage, not crash into any cars, and slide your
that
car
was like
around corners and all
impossible.
this shit. It's like
PS2.
before you're allowed to play the game, you got to pass this test.
Fuck
So-
yeah.
Attaboy, Wes.
Yeah, no, the guns,
Yeah.
if you have
Well
guns,
done, Wes.
works, play that. And if you have Spy Hunter, absolutely play that.
Need for
your
Speed
phone?
Underground 2. That's all you need.
All I ever cared about was Mario Kart on the 64. And then I went to Faithless Forum and I played against because he had one for a computer. You could play on the computer, whatever you call that. It's simulator.
Emulator.
That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you. Was genetically modified skeptic, and he pretty much just kicked my ass like 7 out of 8 times. So
He would.
it's been a long time since I played, so I just
Jeez, Ollie.
fuck Ollie. God damn it!
The dog's loud.
Is that happening here?
Dogs, that's why you have a mute button for you.
Right. You're going to have to mute for him, Ollie. He's a dog.
I mean, my dogs are resting comfortably, probably because I beat the shit out of them that passed out. But they look all right.
Joe's probably on my side of the bed farting on my wife right now.
How exciting.
How
It's-
funny is
it's
it that
been-
you have a side of
It's
the bed?
my job to fart on her. I reserve the right.
It's
Good
been
job.
raining here all afternoon, so I haven't been able to take him out for a walk.
Oh, I see.
Really?
It's crystal clear here, which is unusual for this.
That
time.
shit missed us. We didn't
Yeah.
get it. We didn't get it right.
Sounds great.
Usually we have what they call atmospheric rivers by now. So we did get
my
a
weather,
slack of rain.
my weather is usually always weather. Maybe 12 hours prior, but we didn't
Yeah.
get any rain.
I learned that in Fort Wayne, Indiana, there's a hospital code for volcanic smog ingestion.
There's a code for that everywhere where there's volcanoes, dude.
Yeah, but
There aren't any in Fort Wayne.
aren't
I'm about to say, Neil, you were there. I don't know if you
Well,
noticed any
I-
volcanoes, but
yeah,
You
we're
think volcanoes
right,
always
we're-
need to
you
be
know,
mountains?
'cause when Chicago goes up, we're right there.
you know
Volcanoes don't always
when
need to be mountains.
when Yellowstone goes up, we'll all need to know
Yeah.
what that code is.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was the girlfriend was in a video conference on her laptop, and I'm sitting next to her on the couch, and somebody said that, and I just because what a ridiculous thing that you have to code for. Codes are just something you say to the insurance company to say that this is a thing that happened. And how ridiculous is it that it's not volcanic ash ingestion, it's volcanic smog.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Fucking-
progress only. That's
Well.
it's very weird. We were very
We did
warm
that
today.
here.
It's gonna be cooler soon.
Yeah,
We did
I
that
think
here
by the
in
time you're
October. It was
ingesting
like
smog,
still
you're in
that
serious
much,
trouble.
and then it went from like warm weather to cold weather, like almost overnight. Like somebody
Yeah.
flipped a switch.
That's how
I
we
went
get.
and got the 5 gallons of K2 just to keep myself warm for the next couple of days. And hopefully we'll be all right. I don't know. Ain't shivering yet, but you know, could
Oh,
happen.
one of my stitches fell out today, by the way.
Oh, by the way,
You have
how
stitches for it.
was your whole dental experience?
Well, the experience itself was pretty fast. I went in there and the guy just literally, they freeze you. And I'm used to getting those needles, so I don't even feel them anymore. And he's in there and he's freezing up. I go, yeah. He goes, can you feel this? He's like banging on my tooth with his metal thing. I'm like, nope. Well, I can feel it,
No.
but it doesn't hurt. He goes, okay, good. He goes, and he goes, whoop, pops out one. I'm like, holy
Yep.
crap. And then he goes to the other side. Whoop. I'm like, great. Oh, that was easy. He goes, yeah. And I said, yeah, I had to book today off to do this. He's like, what about tomorrow? Did you book tomorrow off? I'm like, no, why? He goes, oh, you probably should have.
You're gonna feel it tomorrow.
Yeah. I didn't just feel it. Like the jaws hurt. There's no pain now so much, but it's yesterday I was getting the chills. Like your body goes into shock when you have more than one tooth pulled. Your body goes into shock. And I was like, holy fuck, man. I made it about 3/4 of the way through work, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I just went to my supervisor. I'm like, dude, I'm depleted. I'm going home. I'm going to go sleep. And I literally did. I fell asleep from like an hour after I got home till the next day I had to go back to work. Well, I was up for a little bit to do a podcast with Secular Haven. Wes was there. He knows. But then I just went back to sleep.
I was there. I saw that.
Skeptic.
I watched
Yeah.
the whole
Oh, yeah. You
thing.
guys are all there.
Do you have TMJ or were they wisdom?
Secular soapbox.
Do you have TMJ or were they wisdom teeth?
What the hell's TMJ?
Terminal mandibular justification.
No, they were my
What did
wisdoms.
you just say? That's not what TMJ is. No.
Teeth
Yeah,
ground.
That's TMI.
I'm not a
No.
doctor, but I played one on. No, that's
Teeth
people who
grinding.
grind their teeth have TMJ.
It's literally this part right here in your jaw dislocates. That's
Was that
like,
what it is?
yeah, that's what TMJ is.
Yeah, I have
Because you
one.
grind your teeth.
I have one molar and my wisdom tooth, and no molars and a wisdom tooth on this side.
And it stands
TMJ.
for
No, I've never had a cavity.
temporal
It was all right, Wes. I was all right.
Never had a cavity in my
Had
teeth.
fun.
Erupted my molars.
Yeah, these were the wisdoms that were able to come in because I'd already had teeth pulled to get braces on when I was younger. So the bottom ones came in a long time ago, and they yanked those one at a time, mind you. But they had to get both of these out because they were afraid they could grow into my jaw. So my dentist's like, you got to get them out. You got to get them out. And I'm like, yep, sure. And then
Yeah, you can turn into a beaver.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
Had surgery when I was 15 years old and removed all 4 of my wisdom teeth at the same time.
holy shit, how many days did that knock you on your ass for?
Almost a week.
Yeah, your body goes into shock, literally. My supervisor didn't even believe me. He goes, yeah, whatever. You're just a fucking wimp. I'm like, you've never had
All
more than
4
one
of them
tooth
were
pulled at a
impacted.
time, have you?
They were
Ooh,
driving out
yeah.
the other molars, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Having your
Czar mouth, get out of here, molars.
I just
although-
had
Can we go back to like medical codes? I have a code for y'all to look up.
Do we? No.
why?
Yes. Yes.
No.
No,
does it
Yeah.
involve light bulbs?
no.
No. No, it
Does it
just
involve
says
hamsters?
Z7251. That's it. Just
D with a D.
No.
Z as
C.
in Zulu. Zulu.
Oh, Zulu.
Uh-oh.
Z.
Alma's drinking.
Look out.
Say it again.
Alma's
Hi,
drinking.
Alma.
Z7251.
I'm not looking that up. Nope.
25.
I don't know what it is.
Okay, but it's funny.
Not even clicking on them. That's fucking great.
I'm gonna take off for the evening. And great seeing you. Great meeting you, Mary. Your
Great
story
meeting
is
you
really,
too.
really amazing. Really, really amazing. Hang in there. You know,
Yeah,
Keep
you
working
have
on
friends.
it.
just there you go. Good night, everybody.
Nice
Thanks,
stuff.
Steph.
Hey, Steph.
Stephanie.
I think I'm heading out too, Neil. I think I'm
Oh,
going
yeah?
to bed for once.
That's
Finally, it's been a
What?
week.
Yeah.
I guess it's about time.
Yeah, I've been actually, I was listening to Aisla's podcast and I got my mind open to like actually trying to fall asleep as opposed to just passing out, which is usually what has to happen, which is why I'm up for like a couple of days at a time. So I tried it last night and I got good rest and now I'm sleepy again.
Nice. All right.
I'm
well,
Good
really
for
we'll get you
you.
sleeping. You should be sleeping, man. Like you should try to get some regular sleep.
tired.
And yeah, I
tired
mean,
is good.
we've gone almost an hour and a half, and that's usually what I like to keep these two these days. So, Mary, it was awesome having you on, and I'm so glad you're able to come on here and share everything with us tonight, and also be a part of the after party too, to meet some of these crazy folks like Artie, like that hang around here with us. So,
Nutsos?
I was respectful and fun and
and Artie,
And Artie.
Artie. Let me just say this.
Artie does give good hugs. I gotta tell you.
I hug
I
Artie.
want to know. But I just gotta say this is like sometimes because English is my second language, sometimes it can cause like a lot of difficulties in communication. Like sometimes that does happen. Just so you know. And
oh, you know what?
okay.
One of my friends is Dutch.
It just, but the culture, the environment that I grew up in was so vastly different, and so it still can affect like the ways that we communicate, because we'll say things that aren't like necessarily acceptable in the secular world society, but in our society it's like normal to say that.
Sure, yeah.
Does that make sense? Am
Absolutely.
I just like talking out my ass, kind of? So,
No,
I
if
don't know.
that's what that is.
I do that all the time.
Hi, your ass.
It's Ace
very-
Ventura.
very
Mind if
very
I ask
good
you a
said
few
there.
questions?
But no, thank you all for having me. I'm gonna hop out too. I'm like really, really tired, and
It was a
Me too, man.
genuine
I've been up
pleasure
since
to meet
4.
you. Sincerely.
I am McKinnon.
I am McKinnon.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. There, Ollie just McKinnon, or
I love it
Mikey
when the
just
host goes
McKinnon
away
does.
first.
Everyone out there in the chat, hope you guys had fun with us tonight. We always try to have a good time here. Look for my thank you tweet. I will have it out there. You're not on Twitter, Mary, so I'll have to do my
The
thank you tweet.
Misfit Amish is on Twitter.
The Misfit Amish. Okay, well then I'll
Mis-
tag you as the Misfit Amish then, and you'll see the thank you tweet. All right.
Thank you. I didn't know
Excellent.
you were on Twitter.
Yeah.
Gotta go find
Oh,
you.
of course.
Have you seen how great
Neil
he
the
is?
604 Atheist. Can't miss it.
Fucking wizard. See my person. Dude.
I am. But anyways, thanks everybody, and I want to thank all my patrons. You guys are awesome, and I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. Mikey's not here to do the little banner thing, but you can just visualize it right there. And there's a link to the interview in the description box below if you missed the interview, which has Mary's Linktree link, which all the stuff that she's involved with. You can go and check it out.
He's
Until then,
Sasquatch
guys.
with better hair.
What?
Sasquatch with
swear.
better hair.
I've seen him in person.
Yeah, we met at the Better Conference.
He has custom shoes.
I am 6'5" for
Sasquatch
fuck's sake.
exists.
Yeah, they just shaved me down a little bit and taught me how to speak.
Yeah. That's what he told me.
Anyways, folks, like I always say at the end of the after parties, like the late great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And we'll see you guys next time.